There are a lot of ways to get better at the forward fold or to find more space in the forward fold. This video is going to go over the two exercises I use to get more healthy curvature in the forward fold and a deeper forward fold, loosen up some back tension, and especially if you're like someone like me, where when you do your forward fold, you stay relatively flat through the lumbar spine and get quite a bit of pull tension back in the knee pits, hamstrings, down into the calves even. Just a general kind of strapness through here. These exercises are going to be especially good for that. But if you have back tension, back funk, or just generally don't feel very adequate in your forward fold, this is a really great series. So the first thing we're going to do is just test about hip width apart, forward fold. One thing that people do in their forward fold is they kind of look forward. What you're going to do is not crease the back of your neck and allow a necklace to fall off your head. And then if your arms are in the way, I like to hold my hands and elbows in a genie position. And as you'll see, I haven't trained all day and I've been at my computer quite a bit. So there's some nasty, probably flat spots in my curve and my spine, probably not super rounded through here. And we're generally looking for a roundness from here to here that's consistent throughout the arc of the curve. So we'll take that as my intro forward fold. So the first exercise is just going to be an activation of the front of the body. So you're going to lay on your back. If you're feeling a little jutted or curled up in the shoulders, you can always add a block or a pillow under the head. And what we're going to do here is just go into 90-90. Imagine someone had a leash or a strap under the kidneys or belt line right above it, and under the bra strap line. They're trying to take them away. So we're using our abdomen to contract to snug those two straps. If someone's trying to tug them out from under us, we'd be keeping them under the low back. Now this should give you a nice tension here, and then we want to be breathing down into this area, not up into this area. So once you've contracted, snug the low back, and we start to breathe down into the abdomen, you can just hold here for a bit. This alone will be a good reset. And then imagine over time you want to get your tailbone about a credit card width up off the floor. And we're just going to hold there, breathe low. Feel the abdomen contracted, but still breathing behind that tension. Might get some shaking here. Keeping the tailbone up. And then from there, we're going to start to straighten our legs and keep that tailbone up. We might start seeing some shaking. So this is step 2. If you're shaking a lot here, this is plenty. Notice I can get a pretty easy, pretty quick shake here. If you feel like you don't need the head support, you can go down to here and you might feel a little more shaky. I'm going to go ahead and keep the head support again a bit at the computer all day. Now from here on every exhale, I'm going to pull my kneecaps, point my toes, and pull the front of my dorsiflexors or the front of my ankles toward me. And I'm going to pick that tailbone up more and more. I take my hands overhead as a counterbalance. But I want to find a shake, find a lot of low abdominal activation, a lot of shaking. Breathing low. Every exhale might come closer to me with my knees in front of my ankles. Feeling a good stretch in the low back. You'll take that to failure. So that's the pull back where you're using your abdomen to pull the straight legs down. What you might notice is that starts to look like a forward fold, but on your back. And one of my favorite techniques to build mobility or flexibility is to change your relationship to gravity, the direction you're facing gravity. And then when we go back to that same forward fold, which we'll do, and I'll kind of hopefully add a still frame to the edits so you can see the differences. This should give you more space in a more passive stretch. So that was a very active exercise that should give me some extra space here. I'm not sure, can't see. What you want to look out for, am I bending my knees more and compensating, making myself look more open up here? But generally,
Big nasal inhale, exhale. Imagine you're dunking your head into a bathtub. And that's my new position. Feel a little less strapped through here, a little more nice openness in that low back. Hopefully you're seeing some more low back curvature. You might not just yet. Sometimes it takes a few, so try them back and forth. Now the second exercise, and again you'll alternate. You'll start with a forward fold, you'll do the abdominal activation exercise, and you'll do this third one and revisit the forward fold. I like to alternate between the two exercises we're about to do 3 times, and then check before and after your passive standing forward fold to see if you're getting further along. So the next one, we use a block. We're gonna, instead of setting it right here, we're gonna go out a little in front of us. The reason we're gonna do that is because we want to stabilize ourselves. If that's too low, you can go a little higher. Just make sure you're not gonna rock off and fall off to the side of this one. It's a little bit balance oriented, so watch out for your head, stay safe. From this position, I'm gonna come up on the balls of my feet, and I'm gonna imagine I'm standing on the edge of a bathtub here. Now for this to be happening, I'm gonna be too far forward not to fall without support, so that's what the yoga block's there for. I'm activating the posterior chain of the legs here, calves are very active. And what I'm gonna do is over time, nasal inhale, mouth exhale, and I might start to come down and get some more space. I'm going kind of forward, but not too far forward to where it's an arm exercise. I want most of my weight down on the balls of my feet. The hands are just here to maybe pull yourself a little closer on the exhales and to support yourself. If you want to go wider with the hands here, that's something we can do too. And what I like to think of in this kind of disorientation drill, is what I call it, is I want to feel a little off balance. I want to feel like my tailbone is getting abducted into a spaceship, so it's kind of shooting up as my legs start to straighten. My head is dead, falling down into a bathtub full of water. If I'm standing on the edge, I want to eventually put my crown in here. Your hat will fall off if you're doing this well. Your necklace will fall off. You don't want to be here. You want to be there. Disoriented. So off balance, dunking the head, abducted tailbone, 5 to 10 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing into the belly, not the chest and neck. On the exhale, your head gets heavier down towards the bathtub water, and your tailbone gets taller, getting sucked up higher into the sky to go up into that spaceship. Make sure you're stable here. It's just a little dangerous. Almost like you're going to tuck and roll forward, but you're not going to let it happen. You can bend the elbows if you find the space. So again, that drill is just to kind of shake up the vestibular system and reorient the nervous system a little bit. And then after that exercise, we go and check our forward fold position. Big breath into the belly, exhale, dead weight. Hopefully we're a little further in that forward fold. So again, the disorientation drill or the bathtub head dunk, alternating with the abdominal exercise to use the abs and core to pull ourselves into a forward fold position, but more actively. You'll go back and forth between those two exercises about 3 times. Test your forward fold before and after and see how you fare. If you have any comments, questions, put them down in the comment section below. DM us on Instagram at Anthroproach. And if you're interested in working with me online, reach out via email at anthroproach@gmail.com, or also you can DM inquiries through the Instagram app.